Good afternoon, Ray. Well, it's like watching another
Thank
final
you, ladies
here.
and gentlemen. Frame one, John Higgins to break.
It was John who won the toss and will break off. Mouth-watering match, this one, John, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is, as John Higgins gets this quarter-final underway. Played some scintillating snooker in his last match against Fergal O'Brien.
Yeah, I think it's a toss-up between John Higgins and maybe Mark Selby, who's played the best. Ronnie's played very well, but John Higgins and Mark Selby, exceptional.
Yeah, we refer to the scoring and taking your opportunities, and that's what you need to do at this level. If you get chances, score heavily.
First mistake by Ronnie. He didn't intend to catch that red. He thought he could take the pot on in such a way that he could drop onto the black, but because he missed the pot to the right of the pocket, that was the reason he cannoned the red. And it's a bit of a chance here for John. So he missed that red to the right side of the pocket, caused the cannon.
One.
Now here's an interesting thing. The referee, Johan Human, he thinks there's a gap for the pink, but he's marked the red. He's removed the red. Well, oh, I think he's asking a lot to get this in that gap. He obviously thinks he can. It's not got to be touching. Need a steady hand.
Yeah, that really was an awkward one for the referee there. I mean, the balls have moved a little bit, but it doesn't make a great deal of difference. It couldn't have been any more awkward than that.
He's determined to get it in there, and by the looks of it, I think he just about can, but it's got to be in a direct line with the black, the blue and the brown.
And the pink's just rocking a little bit there, probably a little indentation in the cloth, but
not quite there yet. He just he's moved another red now. This is a tough one. I think if he'd have put the pink at the bottom of the cluster, no one would have complained.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of referees might have done that and not give themselves a problem like this.
He's got himself in a bit of a situation here. Now he's putting the red back, so he's quite happy with the pink.
Well, we have a shot time for the players. Is there a shot time for the referee? But
Which one was it?
The red, the one nearest his right hand now was the one he marked, and he's forgot which one it was, has he?
It's red or two.
well, we might be able to have a look where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he marked a red. He marked a red. He's got the right red now, and he's putting it back.
Sorry?
But John's just looking to say, well, there was another red that you moved.
Yeah. Okay. 7.
That'll teach him to be such a stickler. It's okay.
Eight.
Still 3 reds available. John won't have to go into the reds and pink for a few shots yet.
$13. 14.
He can't really go into the reds off the black because of the red behind it, but he'll play for that one this time, he would feel. He'll probably leave a good angle this time, although there's still another loose
21.
red. He'll probably leave a good angle this time and go into them. Well, it'd be interesting to see if he does, actually. They're not a good bunch to go into from the black. They're better to go into from the blue. And it'll be interesting to see if John decides to play for that loose red this time. Yeah, I think he's hoping to get back to the blue because it's a much better target.
29.
Now let's see what sort of angle he has on the red. Should be able to get back to the blue from there.
30.
And this is the key shot coming up.
Well, how did the red not drop in? But it didn't, and he's opened the reds nicely now. This is a frame winner.
36.
Frame winning chance if ever you saw one. And there you go, opening the reds. Look at that red to the left corner. Thought it was going to drop, but it stayed there. And now this is a terrific chance to take this frame in one visit for John, and this would be a nice little
46.
confidence booster. Played some
44.
superb snooker in his last round, and as Steve Davis said before the match, you've got to keep that going now as we get into the business end of this World Championship. Just the start he was looking for.
51. 52.
Yeah, John struggled with the table. He said he wasn't very happy with the table, but since they recovered it and they started the second round, he really has produced some fantastic snooker. 59 the difference.
59.
Still plenty of points there, but a few more reds and blacks. The opening frame will be John's.
60.
I just hope both players play to the form that they've been showing, because this will be some match. It could be a classic.
So there you see it, 67 in front, which equates he only needs
67.
one more red, and there's a chance of a big break on here. Nice break at the moment in the tournament is held by Neil Robertson, who lost out last night to Ronnie O'Sullivan. If he stays with blacks on these remaining reds, there's a possible 142 on.
76. $83. 84.
Perfect angle. In fact, if he would cannon the pink, it would be even better. But he'll just try and just get into the reds. But I think he's unlucky. I don't think anything pots. There was a shot there. If he had a cannon the pink out of the way, it would have been much better. He's going to have to fluke one, maybe up into the corner pocket past the green. If he had hit it hard enough, he might have got it. It's not far away. It's turning. It's not in. But what a start from John Higgins. Almost made a century. If that red had dropped, he would. But it was a 91 break, and he takes the opening frame.
Thank you. Frame 2. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, Ronnie has just broken off. And we know, and Ronnie's not been happy with his break-off shots. Didn't get a good length with the cue ball. He has left possibility of this red to the right corner. I don't know if the black's available. It'll certainly help with the pot if it is. Good pot, it must be. The black must be on.
John Higgins back at the top of his form. I mean, oh,
foul.
Yeah, John said, I thought he hit the red first. John immediately walked away from the table. He still potted the black, but he did hit the red first and immediately pointed to that, as you'll see here.
Well, that's an amazing miscalculation from John. He played for the black. Must have thought he could get through.
One.
Nice controlled pot from Ronnie, and he's on the pink. As I say, I thought it was on it, but watch, the red just moves before the black. As I say, he must have thought he could get through to it. Ronnie took quite a bit of time over that. He couldn't really do much with the potting angle he had on the pink. A little chuckle from everybody as Johan Human can't find a spot for the pink, but he's found a bigger gap this time, Dennis.
Yeah, no problem this time for the referee. That last one was very awkward. two referees from
7.
Holland, Johan and Jan Verhaas, and two excellent referees they are.
Foul.
It was always going to be
Ronnie
awkward.
O'Sullivan, 7.
Before
Higgins,
he
4.
took the shot on, he kept trying to see where he was going to put the white, be able to get on the red, and well, he was trying a very delicate one. He either tried to just slip past the black and off 2 cushions, but a bit unfortunate to go in off. Yeah, Ronnie would have preferred not to have cannoned the yellow there. That little cannon has left a path down the left side of the table for John. You're looking at two of the best tactical players in the game also. John's a master at that, but Ronnie's pretty good at it as well. Two of the greatest break builders we've ever had in the game, so it's an ingredient for a fabulous match. That safety success rate is for the whole of the tournament, and John slightly ahead of Ronnie in that department. And there you can see they're both over the 90%, 91 and 92. That's over the whole of the tournament. There's one red I can see, the one in the circle there, or almost in the middle of the circle. You can get back down the table off that one without canning into anything. Everything else looks a bit awkward. The one he's played, but he's hit it far too thick. The shot was on, but he needed a half ball contact, and it looks as if he played it with the right hand side, and it just threw the white offline a little bit, caused him to hit it thick.
Given this plenty of thought, it's a thinnish potting angle on the red, but he can go up for a baulk colour. He doesn't have to hold for the blue.
1.
Oh, he's played that beautifully. And I think he's just got enough angle on the blue to come down to what we call the business end, where these reds, and he can play for the black. And playing for the red that's just to the right of the black spot. And if you can get rid of that and get on the black,
6.
the black then becomes available into both corner pockets.
You see, his very opening shot, he had a red into the right corner that he refused because he knew if he got on the black, potted it, it had been tied up. And that was why he wanted to get rid of that red before potting the black. And really, you're looking at two players that their snooker brain is quite amazing.
14. 15. 22. 23.
Well, whenever you go up for the blue, you just need that slight angle, and he's found it again. He's okay. He can play for the red that's roughly around about the pink spot. Already got a 32-point lead, so you'll be thinking this is an opportunity to get enough points on the board to win the frame at this visit.
$28. 29.
That last shot there, we were talking before the program about Ronnie O'Sullivan timing the ball. It was one of the questions they were asking Steve and John, and that last shot just summed it up because he hardly
34.
hit the white and it come back and finished perfect on the blue.
$35.
Yeah, this was the shot I was talking about. Now just watch how he strokes that, and the white comes back with so much ease. You can't tell anyone how to do that, John. It's just feel, isn't it? It's a bit like making a golf ball spin back.
Well, you're right, it's timing, and bring that cue back slow, and
42.
then just deliver it, and don't stop at the cue ball, go right through it.
43.
Nice pot, so 52 points to lead. The black and one more red should be enough. That's why he didn't try to develop the reds near the top cushion.
50.
So just this red to go 60 points in front with only 59 left on the table.
51.
He's taken these really well, didn't have a look in the first frame. This is a good reply from Ronnie.
$58. 59. 65. 66.
Coming down for the black. He needs an angle though on the black to try and get on one of these reds on the top cushion. He's just run a fraction too far. Frame well and truly over. He's just thinking now, can he make a century break? So as I say, couldn't get close to this awkward red along the top cushion, but
73.
obviously he'll take it on. Oh,
74.
beautifully. Well, the standard just gets better and better. John Higgins made a marvellous 91 in the first frame, and we thought maybe it could have been the highest break of the tournament.
81.
Now it's Ronnie's turn.
82.
Needs a good positional shot now, though, to get on the yellow, which is not on its spot. Oh, he's going to be covered by the brown, I think.
89.
Pity.
Ronnie Sullivan, 89 in the face.
Well, no century, but John Higgins made a 91 in the first. Ronnie O'Sullivan replies with 89. We're all square, one apiece.
Yeah, and maybe John Higgins might have cleared the table, John, as well. He was in the balls, he got himself in a nice position, and he thought he could pot the black. This is how it finished, and we'll show you with Hawkeye exactly what he was looking at. It was a little bit tight, but John felt he could pot it, and if you hit the red and black at the same time, it's a foul shot, and in fact he just caught the red just before the black. So it was definitely a foul, and John immediately held his hand up.
Yeah, it was a surprising misjudgment from John. He was obviously convinced, and if we look at Hawkeye, I mean, it looked as though he could get enough of the black, so...
Thank you,
yeah,
frame
that was
3.
a surprising
John Higgins to break.
shot, miss on the black, and of course it's in the red. Well, I think what we got out of that, Dennis, and one thing that we want to see to make this the great match we're hoping it's going to be, is that both players look in great form.
And immediately Ronnie left with quite a difficult situation. I don't think he can get through to pot this red the right of the bunch. If he could, he'd take it on and he could miss the cannon on the black, but now you can see, you can only see the right side of it. But this table looks to be playing beautifully. I mean, even with that safety shot, he hardly hit it, and the white come right the way around the table. Tell you what, some of the tables we used to play at the holiday camps, John, what about the cushions on them? They used to be there to stop the ball from dropping on the floor. But these cushions, and they're not bouncing as much as they were in the first round. I think that's why we're seeing so many big breaks now.
Well, this looks good from John. Yes, big breaks are all about cue ball control, and if the cushions aren't reacting as you would normally expect them to, then obviously you run out of position. But when you've got confidence in the cushions and the pace of the table, these guys just need one chance, and you just get the feeling that they're going to make a frame-winning contribution.
Very difficult here. I mean, if he goes off a couple of cushions, he'd have to land right on that red, but I can't see anything else he can land on. But he'd have to be very precise. Is it hard enough? I think that's going to be short.
Foul and a miss. John Higgins 4.
But the thing is, if he hits that red and he hits it with a little bit of pace, he could leave a pot on. I think it's the only shot that's available to him.
I've noticed that Ronnie's one of these players now. A lot of players will stand there, but Ronnie goes back to his seat, lets the referee do his job, and then when the referee's happy, he'll come back to the table, and the referee's already said to him, well, looking at your line, I think that cue ball's in exactly the same position.
Yeah, we left the line up there. But the first part of the line's a little bit odd. He's got to go to the right of the first line, but that's definitely where he's looking at. I think it's a little bit odd anyway. We'll find out when he tries it again. But he hit it with a little bit of pace, and there may be a red that pots up into the left corner, up past the blue. That was why he was trying to just nestle on the red. And he can run through here and get himself onto a colour. And there's the shot. You've got the perfect view. Just watch. We'll know if it's in before John does. Right in the middle of the pocket.
1. 7. Eight.
Given this plenty of thought, it's not straightforward. Obviously, the black may be available into the right corner. The pink's not that much available. It's only available into one corner pocket, the one he's playing it in now. So, just needs to be certain of the next red he's going to play. The one just below the pink just gives him a little bit more room
14.
to play with when he's playing for the pink. Just roll it in for the pink in the left middle.
15.
Well, could have been a little bit better that. He wanted to be straighter on this pink. He's slightly hampered here. We can just get past the reds. That's okay.
Thank you.
Just get past the reds. If he would have been hampered in any way there, that would have been a tricky situation. So up for the blue this time.
22.
Now there's plenty of loose reds, but he's got an angle to pot the blue and go in between pink and red and cannon those reds to the right of the black. Now he'll have a little think about the situation. And he's coming around the table, but it is on if he wanted to take that on. The choice to pot the blue, cannon them, he could clear the black spot area. He'd be taking a bit of a chance, but that's why he's giving it a little bit more thought. But I definitely think that would be a good choice of shot. Well, he's played in. Well, I don't think he played to get the gap. Now, how's your luck, John? I don't think he's on anything.
27.
Well, he was definitely trying to nudge into a red. He couldn't have played for that gap. That's amazing how he's gone through it and then back through it. He was nearly on the red to the right centre, but looking at his body language and the way he's walking around the table, he's on nothing.
Yeah, he thought long and hard about that last blue and how he was going to play the cannon.
John Higgins, 27.
That's the shot that I thought John might play. He would sort of have cleared the black and left himself a couple of reds. But he just tried to get to the loose ones. Very unlucky not to cannon one there. He just caught it a bit thin, John, didn't he there?
Yes, he wanted to come round off two cushions this side of the blue. He went the far side of the blue and he's left a possible pot on here. Just made it a little bit awkward for John because of the close proximity of the green.
One.
Potted the red, but he won't be going for a colour here. Tried to play the run
Higgins,
through and
one.
try and get the snooker behind the brown, and didn't seem to be bothered that he was knocking the green safe, so he's just messing the table up a little bit, which he's quite entitled to do when he's 32 points in the lead.
And not straightforward to get to this red that's on the back cushion behind the black, because that red, the right side of the table, is blocking the escape off the side cushion to get to that. So he's just playing to hit the red near the cushion here. Well, no, he's trying to make the angle to get to it with a swerve, but he's hitting the wrong side of it. He couldn't play it directly onto that because of the red that was near the right side cushion, and he tried to manufacture the angle and hit that red on the wrong side.
One.
Well, has it
Eight.
gone wrong? Maybe these two reds that are together to the right, and he can just pot the end one. It's not exactly as planned. It
9.
was okay, that one went as well. But he's short of length on the blue, and the pink's not available, so this has gone slightly wrong.
Yeah, it was very awkward, the red. He was trying to manufacture the angle, because the natural angle he would caught the red, so he played it with swerve, and he was a bit unlucky to hit it on the left side.
$40. John Higgins, 14.
So that positional shot when he came wrong side of the blue, couldn't get close to the next intended red, and he'll be disappointed. He was just in the position where the reds were beginning to loosen up, and as I say, that poor positional shot on the blue. So this good chance now is following to Ronnie O'Sullivan. Well, the crowd, and there's just an air of expectancy here, a typical first session sort of atmosphere I'm feeling here, Dennis.
Yeah, and lots of ladies in the audience as well, looking around both sides of the arena. They really do like their snooker in Sheffield.
1.
Well, they have been doing for 30 years. Now a long pink to keep this going. This is key shot here. If he knocks the pink in, he'll leave himself those two reds to the right of the black, and a great chance.
Yes, one of these shots, if he misses it, he'll know he's lost the frame. And he's missed
Ronnie
it,
O'Sullivan,
so he won't
1.
be happy with that. So he's now presented the third frame to John Higgins.
And that type of miss is the sort of shot that will frustrate Ronnie, because he knew that was a great chance to get right back in this frame. He looked just a little bit edgy on that one.
8. Yeah. 9.
Well, he was nearly giving the cushion a rap there with his knuckles. Sometimes he does that. It's just a little bit of frustration. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just shows what it means to these players.
16.
I think he's going to have to get himself ready for the next frame.
$17.
So this blue to go 67 points in front with only 59 left on the table. It's all academic now. Frame is safely in John Higgins' hands.
22.
Needed a couple of chances. Different from the first two frames where both players, one visit really, won the frame. This was a little bit more tactical.
John Higgins, 22.
Well, I thought Ronnie was going to concede there, but he is coming to the table. 67 with just 59 on. And that tells a little story, the fact he's come back to the table. Normally he would concede. But just going back, we mentioned when John Higgins was 30 odd in front, John Higgins pushed the green safe. It was early to do that, but if Ronnie had a potted the long pink, you know, and got the reds, he still would have needed that green. So John Higgins was still, you know, thinking, even on a shot like that, his brain was working overtime.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing people like Ronnie, Stephen Hendry playing when they need a couple of snookers, but I just got the feeling that after missing that pink, this is a little bit of character shown by Ronnie. He thought,
8.
well, I'm just not pushing the cue through straight at the moment.
9.
But he's not let the pink upset him, and he's quite prepared to come back to the table and just try to get his cue arm going. Something we don't normally see.
16. 17.
There's the difference,
24.
43 with just 35 on the table.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 24.
He'll want to keep this red on the table. Won't want to pot that. And he'll probably concede now. He's having a look at the scoreboard. He needed 2 snookers to tie before he potted the red. So
Yes, if he pots the pink, he'll need 3 snookers. He'll concede now.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
yeah, normally a player doesn't concede when the other player's at the table. It happens sometimes. You look at the player and you say, well, should we start the next frame? But he will stay in his seat this time. Well, he's going to leave the auditorium, but John Higgins, well, he looked in fine form in that frame. Give Ronnie a glimmer of hope, but he missed the pink, and it was purely academic after that. And John Higgins is 2-1 in front.
Please. Thank you. Frame 4, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, John, 15 years ago, 20 odd years ago, I can't remember Steve Davis refusing a pink like that, or it being a risky shot. He used to get down and knock it in and clear the table.
Yeah, time clouds people's minds. Pretty good shot that from Ronnie. Wasn't easy to play safe off that red, but he didn't want to get involved with a little tip-tapping safety at this end, which it could have turned out to be with that red at the far end near the corner pocket. I think Ronnie just wants to keep this open and keep it a nice open game. Safety shots back into baulk and the like, although John Higgins probably won't play this back to baulk, just to contain in safety. But there's an easy clip off for Ronnie here to the baulk cushion. I don't think he can get behind yellow or brown. And the main object of the exercise, if you can't do that, you must get a good length. You must leave this cue ball tight against the baulk cushion. That's the only way you're going to make it difficult for your opponent.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens if we do have a few tactical battles. You'd think John Higgins would get the better of that. And you wonder if Ronnie would really want to get involved too much in that, because we do know he likes to be in amongst the balls and scoring heavy.
Well, I said it looks a straightforward safety. Is he thinking about the pot to the left middle here? It's the only thing I can think of if he's going to play safe off that red. Given this lots of thought, it looks a straightforward shot to me, so another change of mind. There are many different ways to play it, but he got the required thing. Cue ball tight against the baulk cushion. As I say, he couldn't get a snooker.
But very clever to put the white there. I say that because of where the green's positioned. There's no escape off that left side of the reds. Green is blocking that. Now, there was a red Ronnie could have had a go at there, and sometimes he would do, but I think he doesn't mind this tactical battle here. gets like this, it's a bit like watching a game of chess. See who makes the mistake first. I think people at home enjoy watching this as well. It's nice to see the big breaks going in as we did in the first 2 frames, but it's nice to sit and watch a good old tactical battle.
Yes, I'm not certain whether the players enjoy it. It's nice to be able to be potting balls, make sizable breaks, but just the way this frame has turned out and the way the balls have run early on. Just screwing off this red back to the top cushion.
And now we've got another red up the other end of the table. It makes it even more difficult now and more awkward.
Yes, and Ronnie, well, he's just going to go to the baulk cushion. And that's a good time as any to go up there when, as you say, Dennis, we've got reds on either side, but he just overhit it. Didn't get the cue ball tight on the baulk cushion, and that would tempt John into going for this red into the right corner.
Yeah, I think he'd take this red on, but the black doesn't go into the left corner pocket if he stopped there. He'd have to get the white over the other side of the black, and that would be very difficult. Yeah, he'd have to force the white off the top cushion to get back over there, and I don't think the angle's there to do that, so that's why he's just playing the safety shot. He hasn't got enough angle to play that shot. That's a very clever shot as well. A lot of people would think, well, why didn't he bring the white back onto the baulk cushion? He's left it over there because he's blocked the path off down the left side of the table again, and there's no easy path back down the right side of the table. So this is very clever stuff from both players here. If he can't see a path, he'll just come off the side cushion, which he's going to do, and just nestle on this red. It's to the left of the black. Well, that's what he was going to play. He's having another think about it. There's an element of risk with that shot he was thinking of playing, because if he catches the red too hard, he can push the pot on. Shake of the head tells you that he's in all sorts of trouble here. Ronnie did put John in all sorts of trouble here. Where's the red going? That's a terrific shot. It really is. Look where he screwed the white back to. It was worth the wait. He gave it a lot of thinking time there.
Yeah, that was the only danger. The red he was playing, he didn't have much idea where it was going to go, but came in and out of baulk. But as you say, the most important thing from John's point of view was to get a good white, which is what he did. Now Ronnie obviously can just get past the blue here. He's going to have to hit this red absolutely inch perfect. And if he doesn't go in off, that is a tremendous shot. That's a little unlucky.
John Higgins 4.
Played it well. Pocket got in the way.
See, the black had got free there, so it was available into the left corner. Previously, John didn't take on that type of shot because he couldn't get over to the other side of the black, but it's in the clear, as you can see. Well, let's see, is the black spot available and
8.
clear? Yeah, he can pot the one next to it, so this is a decent chance. So after all that tactical play, it's John Higgins who's gained the upper hand. Just a little bit of noise somewhere in the crucible. That's just looking up in the audience. Someone not sure quite what happened there. It is on the other side of the arena, but because they're so close together, these tables,
Nine. 16.
He come on that red such a way that he couldn't get on the black, so he tried to develop the green. It's okay. It's a little bit thinner, the potting angle, so he may decide just to run the cue ball into the reds here and trust to a little bit to luck. He's just about on a red to the right centre.
20.
Didn't play it with any great pace because he thought, well, the reds are loose enough. Just need to get on one, and he is, but hampered. May run into the pink. Just to look for position here.
21.
He potted the red nice, he's on the blue. Okay, wrong side, but if you're going to be wrong side, be well the wrong side. It does help. Good pot that though, striking down on the cue ball.
and just look where he's put that cue ball.
26.
I mean, you can't get any better than that. He's left himself a choice of reds in either corner pocket. That last shot was played to perfection. He had a long way to travel with the cue ball, but look where he put it, and look at the choice he's left himself. He could have finished on either of those two reds into this corner pocket.
27.
And there was a couple of reds available into the left corner pocket, so that really was a very good positional shot from the blue. Those reds I mentioned are also available into the right middle pocket, and John might be able to get onto them just with a little stun shot here.
$34. $35.
I just feel, John, if we do get a tactical battle, I'm not saying we will do, but first 2 frames, 1 chance and the frame was over. But the last frame in this one, I think John would just have the edge on the tactical side of the game.
Well, you know as well as I do, Dennis, at the tactical side, it all depends on what sort of a safety shot you produce. John played the deep screw, the red careered around, he didn't leave it. And I thought Ronnie had played the perfect safety shot and just running off, and that's what led to this chance for John. So, I know what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of difference between the two with regards to the safety. And I do think that Ronnie O'Sullivan's safety complete off the reds and getting back into balk and finding that touch and pace is
50.
as good as anyone in the game.
Only my opinion, John.
And we're all entitled to that.
Safety
51.
success rate at the moment, both sitting at 83%. Well, there's the difference, 60. So a couple more reds and colours would be enough to secure a 3-1 advantage going to the mid-session interval. And we keep saying the players play these longer matches in little mini sessions. Your target would be 3-1 to go to the mid-session interval. 3-1 in front, that is.
57.
Yeah, we just looked at the safety shot, but look at that. That could be a telling stat at the moment. Long pot success. John Higgins, 100% for every long pot he's taken on. Ronnie down at 67%. He was only 56% in his last match, Ronnie, against Neil Robertson. So his long potting needs to come on a little
65.
bit. And he's going to go into the mid-session interval now. 3-1 behind.
$72. Yeah.
His positional play has been superb in this match. And that long pot success rate you were talking about, John, he's taken 6 long pots on and knocked them all in. Frame safe, so he will try the cannon here to give himself a chance of a century.
John Higgins, 73.
No century break, but Ronnie leaves the arena. It's been a very polished performance from John Higgins, and I suppose he deserves that 3-1 advantage. So as we go to that interval, it's 3-1 to John Higgins.